Ladies and gentlemen, please fasten your seatbelts. We are expecting some turbulence. Thank you.
Oh, I forgot that she's speaking while I'm on the screen. So hello, 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 and we have a banter. And first, I will start with the disclaimer because, like always, I forgot to put the description, and unfortunately, I have been told off on YouTube. So, in case that somebody have any doubts at this point, I'm not a doctor. I'm not a physician. I'm not a nurse or any other medical professional. I do not have any training in psychology, psychiatry, or psychotherapy, and I'm not claiming to have one. I'm just a person who openly speaks about her own struggles slash experiences. This content is not to be perceived upon in any way as the medical advice or mental health care. It's not indeed to be a substitute for the professional medical advice, diagnosis, treatment, or etc. That all can be provided by your physician and your doctor. And if you find the content very scary, relatable, and you think you might be included in some of the issues that we talk about, just see a doctor. Okay, so that was a disclaimer. Hello, 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 hello. I see a lot of really nice names, and I have a guest today. Woohoo! So, and I wrote a little introduction, so I will read it from the screen because today we are halfly medicated. So, my guest today is someone who, to my surprise, quite fast made to quite tight circle of close friends. It's another divergent ADHD brain, creative soul on a bit darker side, and it's rare, so we appreciate them. And though a lot of our interests, personal beliefs, and aesthetics, some of the views are overlapping, we are quite polar opposites. So it's surprised that we get along so well. Her outrageous statements about Shrek, SpongeBob, and all things green are often cause of one of our favorite activities to perform together. It's recreational arguing. And despite those flaws in cinematic education and passion for forbidden spectrum of the rainbow, um, for whatever reason, we get along perfectly. And I'm fan of the theory that from two of us combined together, you will get one normal, standard, absolutely average person. Ladies and gentlemen, may I present to you one and only Iveta Ziedina.
Woohoo! Hi! Oh my God! I was
Yeah.
laughing my head off. Hello! What an honor.
Though the statements were outrageous in this word, and tell me that anything was not true, because if you
I
think
mean,
about it,
if anybody for those of you that know Olga and know me, I mean, look at. I mean, she has to put up with my green wall in the background at all times. So the thing about polar opposites and controversial statements was completely true.
yeah, and I think that together, with our best qualities, because our flaws are kind of canceling each other, and all the issues when one is too much, second one might like something, we would cancel the negatives, and we will be one perfectly functional human being.
I like to think of it as, yeah, like we share one brain cell between us, but it's not like we take turns. We're just like somebody chopped it in half for us.
Yeah, and mine also goes to two of cats and I have to share mine with Matt because we all know that our entire household is like a little bit far in the spectrum.
Bless him. Bless him. It's okay. It's okay. I can share my half of the brain cell when necessary. You know, we have the advantage of you being 1 hour ahead of me, so there's a little bit of time.
But I misplaced my half for today. I cleaned entire apartment and I cannot find it. So that's often an issue.
Did you clean it away?
I might clean the rest of the like good reasoning that I had left. So I have to do the weekend without it.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Hello,
Hello,
I read Sue's
everyone. No, it was Sue saying about my entire household being, like, poo.
We'll see how well we function together today.
Matt is not home yet, so he's not on the chat. I hope that he's in the shop doing shopping. That's where he's supposed to be. And yeah, we are kind of two sides of same spectrum. I mean, I'm very typical example of super active, super hyped part of that age in ADHD is very and you are on that other side that
I'm on the inattentive side. Yeah,
here you overlap with Matt, but I noticed that we also rub on each other. Like it's usually either we are both down or both up. That makes my hyper even more hyper. When with Matt, we, when I'm like, oh, nothing makes sense. Everyone will die. It's the end of the world. He's like, yeah, rainbow unicorn.
Yeah, everyone will die.
And the topic is constant change because, especially lately, we both were changing a lot of things. And yeah, we constantly change stuff because who doesn't want their life to work for them? Everyone does. And if it doesn't work, then you have to change. And then you get the routine, you settle in the routine, and then it starts to be boring and you have to change something because it's boring. But you need a routine, but the routine bores you. Like
it's
weird.
It's 22. It doesn't stop. I think that like I've entered the phase where I'm like, I think maybe like changing my routine has become my new routine.
I was really surprised how well maintaining the routine. But unfortunately, for me, maintaining the routine means also basically absolutely cutting off all the social media chats, etc. But how well it works, because even if I have a little, I call it relapse. I don't know if I'm allowed to, but I call it relapse when I turn to the bad ways and the bad patterns. Every time when I put those steps that I already went through multiple times, but last time I did like I should, including planning, including self-care, and doing things that are stupid, like going bed early. It's stupid. It's stupid. It's stupid. I feel like an idiot every time, like a little child. I have to be told to go to bed. It's stupid. But unfortunately, it works.
Me too. It's a constant, it's a never ending I'll be fine, and I'll get into the groove of things, and I'm doing really well. The routine is working really well, and then something happens, and like it all just comes crashing down, and then it can be days to weeks to months for me to get back into it. It's because, you know, again, like, well, we've already, you said about the TikToks, right, and all of that stuff earlier while we were talking, and it's one of those where,
We
like,
talk through the TikToks. By the way, we communicate through the TikToks, and I found it. I was very much nah. It's not for me, but it
uh-huh,
turns that it is for me. Unfortunately, it is for me. It is for me. It's awesome. I absolutely love the TikTok. I
yeah.
absolutely love it.
There was this
And
one
I
TikTok,
wanted to insert
yeah.
some in the conversation, but then I was watching something like always till the very last minute. I have to occupy myself with something. And they were talking about that I should have a look first on the. Did I turn on everything on YouTube? Because it's fair use, because those are short clips, and you
Yeah.
always have the name of the author on the screen, but still you have to check some kind of tab, and I wasn't sure, and it was too much. So we will manage today without them, but probably soon I will invite you for even more unhinged conversation with
I'm
capybaras.
always down. I'm always down. I need to try and get used to it though, because I don't know, like this is weird for me. I'm trying to like relax and all of that, but because I know that this is not a private conversation, like there's still a part of my brain that is
But
constantly
it
like,
is kind of private, you
um,
know. They don't have. They have very narrow audience, very specific audience.
I know it can
Most of
be.
my audience from the channel, they are not interested in what I think, what are my points of view, and how screw up I am. They
Well,
usually
same here.
coming just to see the mates.
Same here, but it's that whole thing, right? But like when you become, oh, like when you, I guess, develop some kind of following, or it doesn't really matter for me, like how many people watch what I say or see what I do or whatever. It's more like, even if it's one person, like there's always that, like, first of all, like personal responsibility for like if what I say, how it's going to be perceived by somebody that doesn't necessarily know all of the context of where I'm coming from. And then second of all, it's also obviously because I do, like, I don't know, like no matter how hard I try, it's really difficult for me to really be my true authentic self on public, not in a private setting, so.
But I like you. Your authentic self is not very much different. It just swears a little bit more.
She swears a lot more. Don't tell anyone.
You said it
No.
like on
She also
your
does
second
that.
on your second forgotten channel, you did like get to know me, and you said there that you swear a lot. I vividly remember that after I discovered that channel, I binge watched everything, and you were saying that you are swearing, but that's that's not an issue. Fuck. See, nothing happens. There is a disclaimer up on the screen, and that's enough for YouTube. And yeah,
I
we are
know,
grown
I
ups,
know.
and
It's just like there's like a, I don't know. There's like a I guess like my mental barrier is so high. So it's very very rare when like something will slip out. Like there's always like part of my brain that is always you know vigilant, on guard. Get back.
I don't have that part, and wait. Okay, you can go. I heard you. Yeah, that's Eric going to take brand new shopping bag to my husband, because now I'm
Oh,
a seamstress, and I made a shopping bag.
You made an awesome shopping bag. I like seriously. I think you need to think about a rebrand
It's too
and
big.
career venture.
It's too big because Matt, when it's fully loaded, Matt cannot lift it up. That means that it's very heavy.
That means that Matt needs to get more weights and carry.
No, I keep kicking that little toe that you have exclusively for the purpose of hitting the stuff. My toes, both of them, have multiple complaints for the kettlebells all
Oh.
around the house.
Mine are like at
Multiple
this stage,
complaints.
my little toes are permanently swollen. Like they're like they used to be the same size as the rest of my toes, but they're permanently swollen now.
I'm tempted because I know a lot of them. I know a lot of them.
This box there.
I know a lot of them, and because I lost the thing that I wanted to say, but it was related to something that you said earlier about just before you said about growing audience and all of that. We often, though we don't talk so much lately, because there was a time when we were talking almost
Daily.
every day, and I will surprise everyone that in most cases we would talk for 30 minutes or so from like 5-hour hangout, because body doubling works really well for us. So we sit in silence with somebody who sits in silence in the phone on the other side, to the point that you forget that somebody's there, but they are still there, so it still counts. I noticed
magic
that every time when we talk, first of all, it's even if we don't talk for, I think that the longest was close to two weeks. It's just like, hi, babes, what's up? Like, we just chatted 5 minutes ago, and I really like the comfort of that. And second of all, I know what it was, what you said. To being able to say stuff and know that they will land well, because the parts that are overlapping often, I thought it's my character. It turns that those are just ADHD masking traits, but I don't have to explain it, and I don't have when it's good me being quiet and when it's bad me being quiet. For outside perspective, it's the same because I'm just not present. But there is a difference, because I can be not present because I'm busy and I'm doing stuff, or I can be not present because I windrow. And sometimes we will call each other and I don't feel like talking, and I don't feel shitty with saying like, today I don't feel like talking, so I will call you later on. Or I have some weird issues like, hey, I'm scrubbing my tiles with the toothbrush at 2 a.m. and what are you doing?
I'm currently peeling off the skin off of my feet because Olga.
Oh my god, I love it. I love it.
To the magic of foot peeling masks, which is
I love them. I love them. I do them as often as I can.
chef's kiss for people that have picking issues like me.
I don't have issues with picking. I really like it. I don't see the issue.
No, yeah, I don't have issues with it. It's the skin on my body that has issues.
But it's because in theory, in the like in real life, when somebody is so outrageously fan of freaking Shrek, and I gave it a nice try. I watched all the parts. Christmas
Shrek is the
last
best
year, and
animated
I was
movie, and I will not be hearing anything
it's
about
not
this.
even a
Conversation
movie.
closed. I do not care. No, no.
But in theory, if I would hear somebody making some of the statements that he liked to do so bravely, I would already be like, nah, not my kind of person. And you like green, and all those things that I always have the issues with are the ones that come to you with ease. Like the last favorite thing for me to do is to vacuum. I will be completely honest. I hate the sound. I hate the sound. I hate the sound of vacuuming. I was super happy owner of super quiet vacuum. Unfortunately, he had a little accident. He pissed me off and I might kick him and he stopped working and I couldn't afford to buy the super quiet one. So now I have one that makes and I cannot stand it.
That's
I
what
cannot stand it.
you vacuum cleaner. I'm sorry, but you brought this up on yourself. Karma.
I know, but still, even with that super quiet
Vacuuming
one,
gods. You've angered the vacuuming gods, Olga.
it's always the last thing that I like to do. And I still didn't make the first class that I did with you, and it almost broke me. That technique of translating the napkin on the candle. I tried it
Wait.
10,000 times and it didn't work. I learned so many things while failing in that technique. I found so many other uses for that technique. I
So
never
funny.
ever I don't know how it works. In the real life, I think that we just with the first of all, we would never meet on the street because I don't like to talk to strangers. And even if I would have a very good day,
Face looks something like this.
exactly. So even with my very good day, when I would talk to the
So I
stranger,
thought that
probably
anybody would approach me.
probably it would not sit well. And
No.
and still somehow we are almost related by marriage with my crafty wife because you are some kind of distant cousin, so we are almost like a real family.
There is no
And
evidence to it, but I'll take it. I'll take it.
because when we were talking more, when we were talking almost every day, I assumed that some coincidences and fact that we think alike in a lot of situations or we end up in the similar situations are caused by the company keep rubs on you.
Yeah. Being in the same.
I but lately we don't hang out as much and we still end up with similar thought process, similar dilemmas, similar points in the
Similar
in
coincidence.
general life. Yeah, because I'm not ready to disclose all the weirdness.
Comfortable.
But that is weird. But I mean, everything is weird for me lately, especially since I discover a new path and the order and time management, better time management than I had before. Everything feels weird, but it makes me think how come it's possible that two so different people with two so different approaches and paths in life end up with similar in the similar situations with the similar mindset. And I think that it has something in common with that AI thinking.
Say again.
And I think it might have something in common with that AI thinking that you.
Oh yes. Oh, thanks for bringing it up. Oh, thanks. So my
Go ahead.
my ADHD brain went on a little thinking round today. Um, I wrote a few things down, but basically, I was just kind of thinking. I've been so obviously most of you already know, and you, Olga, familiar with AI, right? Which has been getting very popular and gaining a lot of traction in the past 6 to 9 months or so, right? Especially, and then kind of I've been using the language chats and so on, and what I'm noticing is that I guess like I'm really noticing a pattern again, like between like how the artificial intelligence chats or computers, whatever systems work, right, to how neurodivergent brains work. And I don't know if that is a specifically like ADHD thing or an autistic thing or a bit of both, but it's very much of a, in order for the AI bot to give you the information that you want, you need to put in a prompt. You need to ask the right question, and you need to give it the right information, the right context. And then for it, like, because if you don't put in the right information, you may you may put in some words, but like if the communication with the computer doesn't work, it's going to give you some information, but it's not necessarily going to give you the right information, right? So why are you smiling at me?
Because I'm waiting for you to finish the sentence.
What do you mean finish the sentence? Which sentence? There's no sentence.
Yeah, because do you know how AI learns? How it's built? It's built by people prompting.
Yeah, well, you feed in information and then it analyzes it and
so to become because I looked into that because it is the perfect job for me, because basically you sit all day and you chat with the bot. You answer the questions that are in the questionnaire in the most over explaining way possible, because you have to explain absolutely everything. And guess who would be mostly up for answering those questions? Neurodivergent people, because over explaining is a part of
not guilty at
divergency.
All, no.
So
a simple question.
AI
will give you 3 different answers and 10 different scenarios.
So yes, AI thinks a lot like neurodivergent people, because first of all, they were built by neurodivergents. Second of all, they are programmed mostly by neurodivergence. And third, language is a big barrier for me. For example, I get very frustrated with AI because my vocabulary in English, as much as I have a lot of plural swear words and ways to insult someone, I'm not very good with describing what I want, because the perfect description of what I want, I will know when I will see it. I will tell you what I want when I see it. I will tell you that I want this one. And when I'm researching something, I will go through all the pages. There is like 1,000 hits on the question. I will go through every single one because I need to know all my options before I will make a decision.
Yeah, but like what I'm trying to explain, right? I don't know. I guess like I don't know if you've heard of this, like, so power prompts, right? Or like the whatever they're called, like the prompts of all prompts for AI bots, for example, right, are the ones where you basically you say, this is the result that I need. can you tell me what information or prompts I need to give you in order to achieve this result? And then the bot gives you the prompts that you need to enter. So you need to copy and paste that into the chat. And then it will answer you with it will give you the answer. So when you don't know what questions to ask, but you kind of know the result that you need to get. And tell me it's not the same with an ADHD or an autistic brain. You tell me
I do
what
prompt.
you need,
I do prompt.
what result you want
I
to
do.
get. I will tell
I
you what information you need to give me in order for me to help you to get to that result.
I will
Lady,
tell you how I work with AI. I will either prompt it with the image, so it will get some info from that, or I will go to my husband and will be like, "Hey, do you remember that drawing that I showed you 10 years ago? You know, of that cute creature, and it had something and it was holding thing. Can you tell me to draw it and what style it is? Because I want to ask AI to draw me something like that." And surprisingly, Matt thinks that he doesn't have a superpower. That was his biggest, like, wah, wah, with the autism diagnosis, that he doesn't have a superpower, but he does superpower. He does
yes,
have
he
it.
does. I've seen you ask him multiple times, hey, can you tell me what's that guy's name in that film? And he magically knows what film you're talking
Yeah,
about.
he also probably knows what film I'm talking about. Did it get any awards? And if it did, what awards and when? And unfortunately, it's not very life useful skill. You know, like I'm sure that he would prefer to be a giant genius mathematician, or uh, somebody who knows quantum physics, something quite useful that he can easily translate in, probably not in the very social environment, to to the job that will bring him joy. And unfortunately, everything that he
We don't know.
likes to do will involve people. He likes filmmaking. It's involving a ton of people.
I don't know. Again, like the thing is that like for me, all of these right, obviously there's different like sides of the spectrum, and like because it's not a linear spectrum, right? It's a
Yeah, that's why it's called spectrum, because it's whole spectrum.
yeah, well, no, but spectrums can be like that as well. But like it's more of like a pie chart type of thing, right? And it's not so much that like it's a problem. It's a problem in the society that we live in, because the society that we live in is not made for it does not accommodate these skills. It's not made to accommodate this. You don't know, like,
Yeah,
if
it's not divergent friendly. You know, like the way that it's built, it's built for you know, like Germans in general will be a very good example. And I was proven so many times that though I am quite chaotic person and I'm basically walking chaos, I find myself much better here in more organized society. You know, I get a doctor appointment. And if I will miss my hour, if I'm screw up and I'm missing my appointment, it's not like they can schedule it later because there is another patient. I have to make another appointment. Here's our rules. If you follow them, everything goes well. If you don't follow them, then sorry, you are on your own. And it was very painful to learn that lesson a couple times, but surprisingly, it works. And it worked beautifully in the pandemic. You know, like no mask, no entry to the store, and everyone had masks. Some of people struggle with breathing in those masks. I never met person who would say like, "Oh, I love wearing mask. It's so easy to breathe." That's not the purpose of mask. It no. But they said only one person from the household in the store, and people send only one person from the household to the store. There is a rule. People following the rules. Not only that, if somebody breaks it, if in the subway somebody didn't have a mask, you didn't need a policeman. There will be, every person that would see that person would be like, "Hey, put mask or get out." Because they following the rules, they immediately spot somebody who is not following the rules. And those rules are not very hard to follow. They are very fairly explained when they happen. So that was my big surprise that two chaoses, me and Matt, works quite well in the German environment, except the moments when we have to exchange the papers with the government office, because then we are looking for the papers in the panic. Like we have the box that all important stuff goes to, mine, his, and all of that. There is a box, and we just put everything in the box, and it's our way of organizing ourselves. And our friend was helping us with fixing something, and she was like, "Where is your folder with the papers?" And I was like, "Folder? What do you mean? Here's the box." And she looked at me, and she took out her phone, and she showed me her folder. She had everything organized. Everything is in those sleeves with the label, and I was like, wow.
I would love to be like
And
that.
guess what?
When I grow up, I would like to be like that.
Guess what? Matt had the folder with all those sleeves and everything. He did organize it, and now he keeps quite, maybe not the, maybe filing system is not perfect because he's doing filing every 6 months, not every time when he gets something. But we do have the folder now that I can proudly present to any government official that would like to see it. Here is my folder. I have all my papers there.
Well, again, like it goes back to I guess in a similar way that obviously a computer would be trained or the AI is trained to analyze the data and pick out the most logical, most efficient solution answer to whatever it is that your question is with the best outcome, right? I think like in a lot of ways, and that's why like neurodivergents are seen as like the disruptors or chaotic people or whatever, right, in the society, is because like when something doesn't make sense, because like again, we take in information at like an incredible rate, and we are very good at analyzing it and drawing the best possible conclusion with the information that we're presented with. Now, it doesn't mean that it's 100% right all the time. No, because there's sometimes
but the data get updated.
But that's why, like, if in a society when a rule, a tradition, something like that, anything like that, I'm sorry, but if it's a dumb rule and it makes no sense, like if it does not make logical sense for the greater good, if you will, or the bigger, the bigger picture, is it the best possible outcome? Does it make sense? Then like for our brains, it's like, override. No.
But with collecting data, because I do collect a lot of data. I know a lot of, I call it useless knowledge. I mean, it's useless up to the point when I need to use it. When I need to use it, I start the new hobby. First, for the 6 months, I will watch absolutely every video. I will get to know absolutely everything about it. And I will store all that info. So when I start, I don't have to start from scratch. I know what to do when things goes wrong. When I got diagnosed, I get to know absolutely everything about how it works. Because yes, it will vary person to person. Things that works for me will not work for you. Things that works for Leanne will not work for us.
No, there's a lot of
But
very.
but the way that our brains are working, they are not working like most of them. That's why it's called divergent, because basically it's the opposite. Like since ages I knew that I have different tolerance for the caffeine. That is a stimulant. I can drink coffee and go to bed like nothing happened.
I know, it makes so much sense now that I think back to my childhood and remember all of those times that Dad would just let me have a coffee.
My son is having coffee when he has. That is my solution. When Eric says that he's overwhelmed at school, I will make him a coffee because as a stimulant, it will calm him down. And that's the best example because everything that's supposed to be stimulant, that's supposed to hype you up, calms us down. Everything that's supposed to be calming, like the meditation, as soon as I will hear that I'm immediately hyped, aggressive, and I want to destroy the world. That is a triggering sound. And a lot of things works in the opposite way. And I absolutely love to be right. When I'm right, I'm right. I will go. I don't care if somebody is just 10 years old and I will destroy their entire universe and they will cry for ages if I will prove my right. But if they are standing there and talking bullshit, and I know it's bullshit, I will correct them and I will go off my way to prove that I'm right. But my data gets constantly updated. So if I'm wrong, then not only I will be like, oh shit, I was wrong. We have to retract. We have to change all the data. First of all, I will apologize for being a cunt and trying to convince somebody that black is white and white is black. Second of all, I have to find all the people that I told that info in my head, and I have to go back and correct their information because they were misinformed by me about something. And now the responsibility is on me that they are going and telling people shit. So, there is a whole process involved with me being wrong in the situation. That's why I love collecting, storing, and confronting data. I absolutely love to learn new stuff, but only in the areas that interest me. And that means that's
the problem.
that was the problem always. Like in the school, that was the problem, that most of the things were presented in a boring way, and there were topics that don't interest me because
I think that
I could be a doctor. I don't know how to tell you that. I could be a doctor. I'm perfectly capable of understanding how chemistry works if I need it.
I think
and
it's
if
more
it's interesting.
like if it's not that we find some subjects uninteresting or like that, like if it's like, it's just that like if it's presented in a way where it doesn't make sense for our brain, like why do I need this information? Why do I need to spend my so sweet dopamine to be learning this BS over there? When I can go and do all of this over there, which is gonna like, that makes sense to me. Make it make sense to me, then I will spend my sweet dopamine on that.
Yeah, because like in school, I wasn't ever interested in how chemistry works, and then ADHD enters the scene, and the medication enters the scene, and I personally don't like to put shit into my body if I don't know how it works. And to get to know how it works, I had to check those chemical things when you have sticks and double sticks and they connect and they turn the carbon into something else. And it you could say it in the Chinese like 2 years ago, and like dopamine deficiency. If I heard it a couple of years ago, I would be like, bullshit, bullshit, blah blah blah, science stuff. And now I not only know how it works, how I feel with that, and how to fix it.
Yeah. No, I don't know. Like for me, it was like the perfect example. I will always.
Oh my
remember.
God, Sue is crazy person. She took a chemistry in university. Now it all makes sense. She doesn't have. Think about it. She lives in Canada. They have quite nice laws. She knows chemistry. She doesn't have any phones. I think that she's cooking some nice stuff over there in that mini kitchen.
So, can we come visit?
Can we come visit for the cooking lesson?
A nice chemistry lesson from Sue. Lucrative business opportunity. No, like for me, well, yeah.
Yeah, but it involves people interaction, so not for me in the long run, unfortunately.
I say, but like I wish I was good at not wish I was good at chemistry, but like I wish that we had a better teacher in school, because I'm sorry, but she was like dog shit, honestly. There's no better way to say it. I'm sorry. She was like
dog shit.
Miserable person on the planet.
But why specifically dog shit? It's usually usually if you want to offend someone, the cow is included. Why dog shit?
I don't know. They say that here. I don't know.
Yeah, the same like with the knob. I had no idea what it is with the knob.
That is so funny. Yeah, she's so like what a person to put as a teacher to complete turn off for anybody that would ever want to have anything to do with science. Mind you, like I went to a music school, so like the chances were already pretty slim.
Oh my God, Sue, now I have a vision of you living like a hermit on some kind of abandoned Canadian island somewhere.
No electricity, I smell.
Oh, no worries. For the cooking that I'm talking about, you don't require electricity. I did some thorough research. I watched Breaking Bad. They cooked it in the van, abandoned in the desert, in the middle of desert. They didn't have electricity, and it worked fine.
Don't mind me. I'm scraping off the paint off of my mat because like my hands desperately need something to do.
That's why I'm just like till this point in the view, because my limbs are dancing all the time. I'm doing a little dance all the time. By the way, fun fact: do you know that people who fidget a lot burn much more calories? Because if you will add all that movement, that that waving hands, wiggling toes, and moving with all your limbs to everyday counter, you burn a lot of calories. So basically, it's good for your health to move a lot.
But if I don't, I'm gonna freeze to death. Like I swear, the second I sit down and stop moving, my body goes, we don't need those limbs, hands, feet. Protect.
Don't mention hands. Don't mention hands, because we don't talk about her still.
Oh yeah, sorry, that's a sore subject still.
God, no.
But yeah, I know what you say about being constantly cold. Because when Nuno said on her last class that she will go and eat some ice cream because it's hot in Spain, I was like, "Fuck! I'm moving to Spain. I'm freezing here. It's supposed to be spring, and it doesn't feel like spring. It feels like winter is fucking coming."
It's definitely not spring yet. I don't know. It's some kind of lies.
Everybody lies.
I look outside the window and all I see is lies. Sorry.
I wanted to start the topic of finding a new hobby, but I think that it will take entire hour to discuss thoroughly how finding a new hobby works, because it's also part of the change.
Come back in 2 days. You can come along with me and discover a new hobby.
That's why I think that TikTok was unfortunately the best and the worst thing that can happen, because somebody who wrote that algorithm, I don't care if they are spying on me from China, if they need to have some kind of information about how many visits in the toilet I do daily, fine. I'm fine to surround that information. I'm happy to submit any info that they need.
Right,
but the algorithm
they will diagnose you before anybody else.
I was already diagnosed, but the amount of ADHD related content that I get with, first of all, it works a little bit like some words in the language have the specific use, and there is a lot of them. I could use a lot of them as the example, but some of them we don't say. So I will use the word bitch. Like if I call you and say like, "Hey, what's up, bitch?" You will probably not get offended. But if somebody is stranger on the street, because it doesn't matter if it's male or female, because I have male friends that are also allowed to call me bitch in public as well, in my face, on my phone. That's fine. We are mates. I know what you mean. It's that bitch. It's respectful bitch. It's being a homie. But if I'm walking on the street and a random person will call me a bitch, then the anger of ancient warrior is possessing my body, and I will just destroy that person verbally, and if I could, physically as well. And the same is with calling out the neurodivergent traits. Like when somebody who also share the condition, because it's not an illness, it's a condition. When they call me out and when they talk about it, it's super funny. But when somebody who has no idea what they're talking about is trying to make a joke, I will be like, "You have no fucking idea what you're talking about."
Get out of my house.
Exactly. So, because most of the creators that are presented to me are sharing that trait, so I get a ton of laughs because it is funny, but it's funny only with people who have the same struggle. When
well, lucky for us, ADHD and all of that, like neurodivergent people attract each other. So chances are, like probably at least, like, I don't know, I want to say at least 60-70% of those watching us on a regular.
I am not as well, but
I'm saying. I'm just
again,
saying,
we are not a doctor. Not a doctor.
We attract each other like magnets because our brains work the same way. So,
because it comes from the primal instinct. That's why normal people don't get along with divergent people, because we are kind of programmed to spot the difference. So if you stick out too much, and that's when the whole masking, especially with ladies, starts when because it starts very early in the kindergarten. Kids are
No,
like
we can't
radars.
see you.
They will immediately spot that somebody is different, that somebody is doing something in a different way. They are not conscious of it and they don't have a filter, so they will be like, hey, it's fucking weird. What are you fucking doing? Look at him, he's weird. They will not
I
only
mean, some
spot
people
the
really
weirdo,
just saying.
they will also alert the rest of the group, the rest of the tribe. Hey, there is a weirdo. I saw somebody doing a weird thing. Because we think that different means danger. So because our brain will always work like that, that we will see somebody who is different in any way as a danger to our tribe, our safety, our whatever. The brain is stupid like that. It didn't develop with civilization. It's still in ancient times. It still thinks that it will warn you before that dinosaur will eat you. So that mechanism still works, and but we still need a tribe. So then when we are, when you see that you have been pointed your finger at and called like weirdo, and you will see another person that might from completely different reason being called a weirdo, then you are like, okay, I'm weirdo, you weirdo. Hey, let's make a group of weirdos and let's hang out together.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
that neurodivergent group is
Except all of
very
that happens subconsciously and you don't think about it. You just kind of
yeah, of course, that it's not how it works, because if it would be how it works, when you would just be able to vocalize that, nobody would have the abundance issues and we would all
no,
have
we
a
would all
nice
be like,
group of friends.
oh, she's a freak. No. Now that one is definitely a freak.
But
I'm out.
but if you think about it, like in the terms of huge tragedy and zombie apocalypse and whatever you can think about, the I want to be in that neurodivergent group because the rest have all the same traits. They are all the same. And neurodivergent, yes, we can overlap our interest a little bit, and yes, we can all bond over getting up 7 times before you will remember that you were actually going to the kitchen to grab a glass of water without getting distracted on your way. So those are common things, but then I have different interests and you have different interests. And the fun thing is that we can talk about those interests for hours. And if you can talk in the interesting way, even about something boring, I will listen. I will shut up and listen time to time.
Oh, really? Really? No, really, Olga.
Yeah,
I think
really.
I was born
Really.
yesterday. You think I don't know you, lady? I've known you for like 2 years now. She'll shut up.
3 at least. At least 3 years, bitch. Where did you lose 1 year?
At least 3 years, lady. I've known you at least 3 years.
Math is not mathing today.
Yeah, well, yeah, exactly. And it's like in case of emergencies, where like
Yeah, the thing that Leanne said, we are the problem solvers. And that's the problem, that we are living in the society that have no emergency weird situations, because like in everyday day-to-day life,
hello,
I struggle.
hello, say that again. Hello.
I struggle with
what?
functioning on that normal, everyday things. You wake up at certain time, you have things to do and stuff, and things are going well. If things are going well for a long time, I'm like, huh? What's going on? I'm lost. But in the second that shit goes down, it's like, okay, so we have to go there and fix that. In the face of tragedy, immediately I know what to do. I need that Armageddon every day in my life, even a small one, to make me function. Because otherwise, it's like, I don't know what to do. If there is no danger, if there is no that rush, if there is no deadline, if there is no consequences that will be quite severe, then I will be just like, no, no, I will do it later, somewhat closer to deadline, probably a night before.
I don't know. I think that like I think for me, a lot of it has to do with the fact that like things are not okay. In the world, things are not okay. Shit is has hit the fan a long time ago, like, and it's not getting better, and it's about to like really go and explode. And so like, yeah, like if in my personal, like my at home, I'll get some kind of like, you know, routine established and everything's fine. Like I feel like I don't know, like in that case, I'm like, okay, this is working fine. I can move on to bigger things. I can go and fix things over there. Because
okay, now I know how to organize my shit. Now I will go and fix the word hunger.
Watch how everybody's like, I'm fine. Let's just stick our heads in the sand and pretend that everything's fine. Is my house on fire? Well, not yet, but 4 more years and global warming will definitely set it on fire, you know? It's
global warming. I call it global freezing. I remember the times, I'm old, yes. I remember the times when at this time of year it was nice and warm and I could go short sleeve. In the current situation, I can use my short sleeves for 2 days in the summer, and I will usually go with the long pants.
Okay, maybe.
And those 2 days were in Australia, and it was very hot.
Climate change. It's not about.
Yeah, that's better.
Yeah, it's about,
nothing is getting warmer.
It's about the extremes of the weather and the weather changing, and at a much faster pace than we are able to offset it.
Whoa, that escalated quickly because I was thinking about the Armageddon on the small scale because some time ago I decided that I cannot fix the word.
I cannot think of things like on a small scale. My brain is incapable of thinking of things like in a small scale. It's always well, how is this going to affect everything else? It's always like zooming out and looking.
Since now, every time when you will be thinking about using any product, I will ask you how it will affect the word hunger and, you know, the clutter issue and all of that. I will find some environmental questions to ask in your chat for the future.
Go ahead. Go ahead. I will tell you the answer. I will tell you that realistically, we should be putting all of that or giving all of that away, sticking with like 3 paints, 3 primary colors. And, you know,
wait. 3 primary colors? Are you talking
do something that will make a difference in the world, you know?
I heard something about primary colors. That sounds a lot like color theory that somebody do not believe in.
I do not need to believe in it. I do not need to believe in it. I just do it, okay? I just go ahead and put a bit of this and a bit of that and see what happens.
Unfortunately, I need all of those colors. It's already the purge. It's very narrow selection. I don't use any greens. I'm doing good for the environment. I don't purchase green paint. I don't add to that pile of trash in the planet.
No, I'm not saying that. I was like, and that's why, like, I guess maybe that's why I'm always, you know, so conscious of keeping my opinions to myself, and in a lot of ways, because, you know, like.
To find a word for you. Unbalanced warming. Sue found a word for you, unbalanced warming of the southern hemisphere. So I think I have to move south. I don't know which direction it is, but I will get to know. Google will tell me.
Yeah, there's a lot of it. There's a lot of it, you know.
A lot of south, yeah.
No, there's a lot.
You can always go south. It's
It's
round.
it's the same way. That are like present in every single industry. Like, you know how you were saying about the fact that you went down a fast fashion rabbit hole on YouTube.
Yes.
Well,
By accident. By very much accident.
well, there's no such thing as a coincidence, right? Am I right? Am I right?
Stop it!
I'm gonna go. She's about to.
To be fair, how I did end up with the fast fashion industry ruining the planet. I was investigating the murder in China, and the poison water was involved, and then next one, and I'm working, and those videos are on the playlist. They just keep on going, and I get to know so many things about fast fashion. Unfortunately, my poor ass cannot participate in not very fast fashion, but I'm trying my best. I'm going shopping once a year and I'm buying 2 pieces of clothing. So that is my input. I would be fine with the rule that everyone has 1 pair of shoes every 5 years.
No, I'm very proud. I'm a very proud owner of a green coat that I've owned for 8 years now, and I went and I replaced the zip on it once when it broke, and
You said green coat? Sorry,
green coat.
I muted.
You've seen it. You've seen my green coat.
I don't have a green coat.
My green coat.
Mine is white-ish, salt and pepper, and I bought it 5 years ago, I think. And I don't have a zipper. I use buttons.
I don't have buttons, but no, that's the thing. Like, there's all of these different industries, right? And it's about doing our best to minimize the impact.
By the way, that was very ADHD moment, how we transitioned from talking about change. Climate change is still change, but
into just
my code has buttons.
because in general, the whole purpose of banter is to show, because that is the pleasure of having neurodivergent conversation, that we can jump around the topics just freely, oh, squirrel moment. If something is very important, it will resurface, usually at 3 a.m., but it will.
She's gonna be calling me
tonight.
No, at 3 a.m. I will usually just text to remember, or leave the message unread to remember to read it, and that's how we end up with 370 unread emails that are just blinking at me in the other screen. Yeah.
Guilty. I think I'm on 6,000 now in my inbox.
But I deleted I deleted them all. That's so annoying. Those are mostly spam, because that is a little toxic trait of mine, that I will subscribe to every newsletter. If I'm signing into the website, I will subscribe to newsletter, and then I don't check them, because I just want to be able to be in the loop if I want to be in the loop. I like that option.
I try not to, but like it usually gets me in that bit where where you have to tick the thing. So, but like tick and untick this box like 17
Ooh,
times.
how about the box? Tell us why.
Unsubscribe.
Tell us why you are not satisfied with our newsletter. How good you are with that? Because my answer is always because it's fucking suck.
It's always
Because I don't want.
because of shit.
Yeah, yeah. If we get to the point that I'm unsubscribing from the newsletter, that means that they are freaking spammers, or I didn't subscribe for it in the first place. I never did subscribe for all the emails about how to enlarge my penny, big, however you pronounce it. I'm sure that I didn't subscribe for them. If Matt did,
Oh, those
he had his
usually
own email.
subscribe you.
He had his own email. They don't have to inform me about it. No matter how many times I do unsubscribe, I still get those emails. And somehow the emails from the Arabian prince that want to marry me, or that I had the distant cousin in the country that I never heard about before that left me so many millions, they stopped.
Huh. Nice. I somehow
I don't know why.
I don't know when, but I do not remember visiting this website. I have no idea where this subscription came from, but I freaking love it. I get it every day in my inbox. It's a word of the day the newsletter thing where like it gives you a random, not a random, but like an obscure word, and it explains the meaning and it shows you like how that word would be used in a sentence.
If it's the rude word of the day, that subscription might came through the TikTok from me, because
No.
subscribe to a lot of them, including Fuckology. They have
just words, and this will freak you out again. But like
the weird words, because if those are the weird words, then I have you to blame for the TikToks that I get.
No. I like seriously, I have no idea where it came from. I do not remember subscribing to anything like that ever. At some point, I just started getting emails in my inbox every day at random times of the day. That's the thing as well. Like they always pop up at different times of the day, so it's not like this, you know, like I don't know where it's coming from. But it's a word, and it's like somehow it always relates to something that I've been thinking about that day, or the general mood of the day, or you know. And I see,
I'm looking for my crystals. I desperately look for something to rub.
Your brain, be ready for the
because
hoodoo voodoo stuff.
I do have the rude words of the day on my email and on Facebook. It's very, very helpful. Psychology will provide you with the entire quote. I also get them from my planner that I really like. It encouraged me to check my planner because I can get to know a new quote. I also, for some time, I was digging for the old Polish words, you know, the ones that are not used at all. And the goal was to incorporate as many of them as possible into a regular vocabulary. With English, I'm not so successful because my half of the brain cell got lost. So the only one that I successfully incorporated in my everyday life is what waffle. And I absolutely love it. I learned it in Australia, and I'm very grateful for it.
I come back defeated.
Samantha, you don't know psychology on Facebook. I don't. How? You are such a Facebook person.
It's raining outside, apparently, so.
Oh, so the cat is in, and he wants to make a present.
The cat wanted to go out. I opened the door. He was like, "No thanks." I was very confused, so I chased him. I carried him over. I saw that it's raining, and that makes sense. It all makes.
Sam, that might be new account for Iveta on OnlyFans. Iveta chasing Chester.
I'm starting a new page.
And we need the Benny Hill music in the background because everything will be better with that music.
Mute you. I can't sing it, or it's gonna hit you.
Dude, you have no idea how true that sentence is about Iveta moving furniture, because there was a period of time that there was not a single day that her furniture will be at the same place in the morning and evening.
Guilty.
Olga may have been present when I was
Yeah, but it rubbed on me. Now I keep constantly adding stuff and changing stuff because I'm like, ooh, Iveta did it and it worked so well for her, so it will work for me as well. And then, couple days later, I'm standing there with my fucked up hand trying to hold stuff to see if it's leveled, because if I will ask my child if it's leveled, he will somehow put the device down for 3 seconds. Yeah. And it's not about that leveling thing. It's just his opinion that it is leveled. And I already screwed the holes and all of that, and it turns that it's not leveled. It's like a very not unleveled.
And you step back and it's like that.
Yeah, exactly. When I'm up close, everything is nice. And then I take a step back and everything is like, oh.
yeah.
Anyway,
oh my God, Sam moving her craft room around again. I'm so jealous of you. I'm desperate to move my corner into a different part of my living room. And
if you are jealous, I'm pretty sure that in Sam's craft room there will be enough space for both of you. Now, when she cleaned it out, there is enough space for all of us to go there and hang out.
For how long though?
It seems like the legit thing, like I saw the picture.
But to be fair, I'm only little. I don't take up a lot of space.
And like for me, it did work. I mean, yes, I have a pile of boxes behind the door, but those are boxes that I have to ship somewhere. I just didn't get around it.
Box.
Yeah, because shipping is my issue. I sit on so many parcels, and I realized that some of them are already over a year old, and they already have fucking label on them. The only thing to do is to pick it up and
that label
go and do it.
Even like valid yet? Yet still?
I think it's valid until they will bleep it on the thing. I think so, because it's already get the code. Nobody else will get that code.
I don't know. I don't know about that.
It's hanging in my pack link. It's hanging as waiting to be sent. So I assume that it will work. It will be Matt's problem because he's the one who's carrying those parcels.
That's convenient. Okay. That's the one to blame it on.
Oh my God, she had lights up. Oh, by the way, because Leanne did commented on my pink hair, so I can wait. Which one? That one will be this one. Yeah, yeah.
Ooh, oh,
I can make entire party. Yeah, because we are. You know what? You are so nice. I can make it green. Green. Yeah, I can make it green. Just this one time. It doesn't look green on the screen, but I pressed the green button. It's because the bottom one is changing the color.
We're both green now.
Yay! So, as we, first of all, hello everyone. Now, Bantes will be on Friday. I forgot to tell you that I changed it for the Friday because Friday is Friday
Is it
evening is
better day?
already weekend, and I don't have to go to bed early. And usually, I like to chat with my guests after we leave the stream. We still Twat Waffle in studio. So having them on Friday is a new thing, and yeah, it's a first appearance of Iveta. But I have a bigger plan. I didn't tell her about it yet, but I'm sure that she will make more than one appearance. But
Yeah, I don't think you're getting rid of me now. I'm sorry.
I thought that you will say like, "Oh, I think I'm busy," and I already was like looking for the
shower my goldfish. Sorry.
yeah, but
No,
and I would
obviously,
like
no,
to.
nobody's gonna want me after this, you know. Like now that all of my controversial opinions are out there, I said the word shit on public.
Oh my god! And shit was oh yeah,
No.
and shit is a bad word. Okay, I didn't know. I thought that kids are allowed to say shit as well. But you are right. It was on the history of swear words. So yeah, it have to be a bad word.
I mean, I can recite George Carlin's the thing about swear words, but I am not going to.
I think he's the quote would be very sweary. It would be hard to say. Next time we will practice swear words.
Yeah, no,
I would like
that's for a different second.
I would like to make the banters, you know, like sometimes a little bit more lighthearted, sometimes a little bit less lighthearted, and lately we had a lot of heavy ones. And yeah,
I can do a heavy one. I mean, that's my specialty. That's my jam.
But we no, because then what if somebody will cry? What if it will be mean?
Talk
No,
about
we can't do it. We can't have me
Yeah,
crying
you
on the
talk
stream.
about death and dying.
So that was today's banter, and we will have another one in 2 weeks. And I believe that in 2 weeks, I'm either alone or I will be with Rachel. I don't remember did I ask her or not. I might forgot to ask her if she wants to join me. So she might be busy, or she might be sitting right now and thinking about the ways that she can make herself busy because she's scared.
Oh,
But
yes. She's desperately looking for the goldfish that she can shower.
You know, sometimes that she have to immediately watch drying. Yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
So thanks for coming today. I try to not push too many buttons. We will have to discuss Shrek and SpongeBob on the other days because those are not light-hearted conversations, and that might be the first official fight. You know, like.
I'm ready.
Especially that opinions about SpongeBob were followed about very not nice opinions about Futurama, South Park, and Family Guy.
Yeah. I mean, this may get ugly. Get ready.
Those are really nice shows that this channel supports very heavily, especially South Park.
This person supports SpongeBob very heavily and Shrek, and I'm sorry, but I'm not having you disrespecting SpongeBob like that. like you did.
I did it. I didn't see a single episode. Would you believe that?
Oh no, of course.
Seriously, like I couldn't make it. Okay, we will discuss it. We will leave that conversation for the next time to stir up some drama.
Sue is stirring up some drama. I love Shrek too. Thanks, Sue.
I will close this one on this note.
Take
This is not an admin anymore. It was fun, and I wish you all to have a nice and crazy weekend. And I believe that it's in the description box. If you can relate to any weird conversations, there is a group. It's called JAMA, in short, Junk Journal and Mixed Media Art. And it's very welcoming community. If you are looking for friends and you are too shy or too weird to start a conversation with a stranger, try over there, because there is, we are all mad there.
Try butting into somebody's comments.
That's how I make friends. Not tell people that's my trick.
That's my advice.
It's my secret trick.
On how to make friends. Come back for more next time.
We will have the segment where we read that tip for a banter.
Free tips.
Oh shit, I forgot to load the outro, so I will sing.